Hello and welcome back to Game of Trades, your #1 channel for videos on the stock market and cryptocurrencies. This video is going to be focusing on Bitcoin. It feels a lot like the calm before the storm on the crypto market right now. We've seen Bitcoin consolidate here within this triangle pattern. This is typically a continuation pattern. I think a lot of people are looking at this to see which way it's going to break. So that's exactly what we're going to do in this video. We're going to talk about where we think Bitcoin is going, which way it's going to break, and why. Now, if you are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button as hard as you can, because I'll be here helping you navigate through this market every step of the way. So now, without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, I want to begin on Bitcoin by doing just a quick recap of what the general technical picture is on this chart. So we had a major breakdown of bullish technicals right here when the price crossed that last channel support and broke down below this trendline support as well. Until that very moment, the general picture was still bullish on Bitcoin. This is where we had a significant technical breakdown, and Bitcoin hasn't recovered so far. Right? So just from a technical analysis standpoint, expecting a V-shaped recovery right now on Bitcoin is not a probable event. Now, could it happen? Absolutely. Anything is possible. And if we begin to see price break back above this trend line here, that's going to massively improve the technical structure, and we'd be looking for much higher highs on Bitcoin in the short to intermediate term. But for now, we're still in a bearish structure. It seems a lot more likely that we're going to see a period of consolidation within this zone here, rebuild a solid foundation right here, a period of reaccumulation, right? We all know that this was a period of distribution triggered by large investors. So could we see a period of reaccumulation here? Absolutely. And that would look a lot more like what was happening here in 2013. You had a significant technical breakdown throughout this period here, and the price of Bitcoin stayed pretty much flat for quite a long period of time. Now, you did have a V-shaped recovery right here, but in general, the price action was slow at the beginning and accelerated as price started to go up. Now, we do think that the bottom is very close on Bitcoin. If we haven't seen the bottom already, it is very close. If we take a look at OnChain Analysis, I want to show you two specific metrics here. First of all, the total transfer volume here that spikes during major corrections in Bitcoin. Now, let me just zoom in to the current bull market right here. This was the 2019 bottom. And on that capitulation move right at the end of the bear market, let me zoom out a little bit. This was that capitulation move, and you had a surge in that total transfer volume. This is the total amount of coins that get transferred to exchanges. So basically the inflow into an exchange, and that typically happens during a panic move down. You get that surge, then it begins to cool off a little bit, and that's when you get that big bottom. It happened in 2019 here, and it happened again right after that COVID crash. Big surge in the exchange inflow volume right here. Then you have a cool down of the indicator. It comes back down, and that's when you have that significant bottom. Now, what have we seen recently? We've had a surge in the inflow volume here, and we've seen the indicator cool down. So we could have already seen the bottom, and if not, we're very, very close to it. Now, another interesting metric is the stablecoin supply ratio, and these are all metrics you can access on Glassnode, but you can see every time the stablecoin supply ratio comes to an all-time low right here, this was an all-time low, it tends to correspond to a significant bottom in Bitcoin, right? So for example, in this drop here, the stablecoin supply ratio was not at an all-time low, and so you could have guessed that this was not the bottom on Bitcoin. This was right here where that ratio dropped to another all-time low. That was a major buying opportunity for Bitcoin, just like this was right here in October, where you had another all-time low in this ratio right before that big surge in Bitcoin's price. Now here we're currently trading at an all-time low. We haven't seen evidence of a real turnaround like we did right there and like we did right here. So that's what we're looking at. We want to see this ratio begin to trend back up a little bit. Now, if you want to get regular updates and detailed analysis on these metrics, whether that's on-chain analysis, various models we use to predict Bitcoin's price, you can check out our website at gameoftrades.net. Today, we're going to be posting quite a detailed article we've been working on to give you guys our entire cryptocurrency strategy, including the general bullish case, the long-term outlook for Bitcoin, what are the metrics we use to time the markets, to know when to enter, when to exit, and also an overview of how we apply that to our portfolio and a few different strategies you can use to include cryptocurrencies as a diversification in your portfolio, which we think is absolutely essential to any portfolio right now. So we think that this is a great buy the dip opportunity. Now, whether we've already seen the bottom or not, that's an entirely different question. We're currently trading within this triangle consolidation pattern, a continuation pattern, because that's what these are. And I think a lot of people are watching this. And that's why we think there's a non-negligible chance that we actually get a breakdown on this, make a slight undercut of that 30K level before snapping back above. That would be the last shakeout of the weak hands that would be needed for Bitcoin to begin building a solid foundation, right? We lost a lot of long-term holders here. There were a lot of short-term holders getting into the market at these levels. And so these big shakeouts on Bitcoin actually solidify the bullish case and could enable Bitcoin to build a reaccumulation base before heading higher. And if we get that type of pattern, we'll be extremely bullish on Bitcoin. A lot of people are talking about the fact that the expected returns on Bitcoin have diminished because of this correction, and that's just something we do not agree on. We think that if Bitcoin manages to build a solid base around these levels and resume higher from here, we could shoot past 100K in 2021. So there's one thing that we're closely looking at right now in terms of the short-term price action on Bitcoin, and that is this channel right here. And I'm going to show you, there's a nice trend line that goes from these reactions right there, captures this breakout back test here, and also captures these three tags right there. So quite a few reactions. And if we copy and paste that trend line, bring it over here, you'll see it also captures these two reactions, the two tops of this downtrend perfectly. So this is a very well-defined price channel. It's definitely something that market participants are watching, and you can see the confluence of resistance right here. So this is very important to look at. Are we going to see a rejection? Are we going to see a breakout? We're leaning towards a rejection because we're still in a bearish technical structure. We still have weak price action. So pay attention to that. We could get a rejection here and then undercut that low and snap back. Don't get whipsawed here. Okay, don't get whipsawed here, because if we get that type of move, we'll have very strong divergence between the price and the RSI. With price making a lower low, RSI will most likely be making a much higher low here. And in that type of scenario, that could be a significant bottom on Bitcoin. Now, if we break out here, that starts to improve the technical structure. You can look for a rally all the way to that line of resistance right here and see how price reacts. Again, if we break out back above this level, that significantly improves the technical structure, and we'd be looking for higher highs much sooner than what we're expecting right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick update on Bitcoin. If you did, make sure to smash that like button. Now, in the meantime, good luck on your trading and see you next time.